Where is our Where is our TOTH?
Lahat
Let's
ng
go.
drama, tawanan, balita at all-time favorite music hits. Sa lungkot at ligaya, kami pa rin ang inyong kasama. We're the place where you truly belong. Mula sa TVH Group of Networks, ito ang inyong himpilan. Ito ang inyong tahanan. Number 1 sa Mega Manila.
Ha? Mukhang handa na ba at ating mga TOC natin? Habang inayos po natin ang ating TOC sa ngayong gabi, mapapanood po ang lahat ng mga paborito yung TJON shows, TJON Entertainment and TJON News sa TJON Entertainment at TJON News YouTube channel. At syempre, feel free to follow on our X and Facebook pages para sa mga kalagdagan impormasyon sa Cool FM. Susunod na po ang koolNews Primetime.
From Cool Studios, this is koolNews Primetime.
Good evening, Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. This is Stephen and Wanag del Sol for koolNews Primetime. You're listening on Cool FM Manila, Cool FM Regional, and News Radio 93.1 as we continue to bring you the latest stories tonight that care for you, the stories that the information you need, that care for every Kalamao, for every Filipino. Taal volcano in Batangas continues to exhibit signs of unrest, logging 56 volcanic earthquakes and 14 tremors over the past 24 hours. PHIVOX reported earlier Monday. In its morning bulletin, PHIVOX said the volcanic tremors lasted between 1 and 2 minutes each. From April 8 to 26, Taal volcano, located in the middle of the Taal Lake, recorded a total of 126 volcanic earthquakes and 34 volcanic tremors, according to agency data. PHIVOX explained that the volcanic earthquakes are generated by magmatic processes beneath or near an active volcano, differing from tectonic earthquakes, which are produced by faulting. Volcanic tremors, meanwhile, are continuous seismic signals with low frequencies, typically ranging from 0.5 to 5 hertz, that can last longer than a minute. These tremors may result from the flow of magma or magmatic gas through cracks and vents, overlapping low-frequency earthquakes or minor eruptions. PHIVOX also reported a weak emission of 956 metric tons of sulfur dioxide from Taal's main crater, up from 348 metric tons recorded in the previous days. No upwelling of hot volcanic fluids or VOG volcanic smog was observed during the latest monitoring, the agency said. It maintained on alert level 1 over Taal, warning that the volcano remains in an abnormal state and and the rest has not ceased. The agency cautioned that sudden steam-driven or minor phreatomagmatic eruptions, volcanic earthquakes, ashfall, and the accumulation or expulsion of organic gases remain possible, posing threats to areas within Taal Volcano Island. A 28-year-old man who claimed to be a student was arrested Sunday in a bypass operation in Barangay Bagong Silang. Authorities said Police Colonel Marites Salvadora, officer in charge of the Bataan Provincial Police Office, said the operation was conducted following the reports of rampant illegal drugs in the city. Seized from the suspect were 250 grams of suspected shabu, with an estimated street value of 1.7 million pesos. Intelligence sources said the illegal drugs were sourced from nearby Olongapo City and distributed across Bataan province by assigned peddlers. For security reasons, authorities withheld the suspect's name and the school or university he claimed to be attending. The suspect is being held at the Balanga City Police Station and faces formal charges of violating the Comprehensive Dangerous Drugs Act of 2002. Boy, fire in Cavite. Still unknown origin destroyed 7 houses Sunday in Rosario Town. The police regional office 4A said that the police broke out shortly after noon along Talisay Street in Barangay Ligtong 1. Firefighters extinguished the flames by 2:50, but not before the fire had razed 7 houses made of light materials. Philippine Red Cross reported that at least 9 families or 35 individuals were displaced. They were temporarily housed at the barangay hall and assisted by local social workers. The PRC also said that the 4 residents suffered minor injuries, including lacerations and abrasions, and were treated on site. Police said that the cause of the fire and the total property damage were still under the investigation. This is koolNews Primetime. The San Jose del Monte City Water District Board of Directors has formally moved to terminate its joint venture agreement with Prime Water Infrastructure Corporation amid the water crisis affecting thousands of city residents. In a letter to Mayor Arturo Robles dated April 10, San Jose Water Chairman Aurelio Jose Jr. disclosed that the board had passed Board Resolution Number 15, Series of 2025 on April 3, directing the issuance of a notice of intent to terminate the joint venture agreement with Prime Water. We issued the notice to the PWIC last April 7 and referred the matter to our statutory council, the Office of the Government Corporate Counsel. The letter stated, as quoted in news release on Monday. The Waters District decision is consistent with its earlier stance. In December 2024, the San Jose del Monte Water District Board also passed a resolution expressing into objection to several barangays' request for a new water service provider due to Prime Water's failure to sufficiently supply their water needs. Residents, many of whom have suffered from low to zero water pressure for weeks, expressed deep frustration over Prime Water service facility failures, citing the disruption of daily life, risks to public health, and additional financial burdens of purchasing water from the private soldiers. Residents, many of whom have suffered from low to zero water pressure for weeks, expressed deep frustration over Prime Water service failures, citing the disruption of public health and additional financial burdens of purchasing water from the private suppliers. So pretty much that's the craziest thing from the SJDM in Bulacan. Another news, as DepEd on Monday said it is set to launch artificial intelligence initiatives anchored on supporting learners with disabilities nationwide. Excuse me po. According to the DepEd, the initiatives which includes the establishment of the Advanced Inclusive Learning Resource Centers and the development of an AI-powered tool for early disability detection, aim to provide the LWDs with equal access to quality education and opportunities. Pilot testing is set for select Metro Manila schools with no exact date yet, but with future plans for a nationwide expansion. The DepEd is fully committed to harnessing technology not only for the instruction but also for decision making, resource planting, and inclusive service delivery. DepEd explained that the ILRCs will replace existing special education centers with a virtual and satellite versions to broaden access to specialized educational resources. Meanwhile, DepEd said it is also enhancing its alternative delivery modes and the alternative learning system by focusing it on capacity building for the educators about robust policy monitoring and integrating assistive technology and AI into classrooms. An AI tool tag project sabay by the DepEd Education Career for AI Research is also under development, with input seeking from the education experts, health professionals, and SPED practitioners. According to the Republic Act number 1165, the AI tool does not intend to modernize the early identification process for children potentially at the risk of disabilities. Even if Sheki Arzaga is okay, which will be tackled later on the showbiz news by the end of this broadcast. But again, this AI tool intends to modernize the early identification process for the risk of for the children potentially at risk of disabilities, supporting the crucial child find system mandated by RA number 1165. We're designing ways to automate the parts of the screening process to help make school-level decision-making more efficient. Well, later on koolNews Primetime, the lawmaker slams DOTR chief for lack of talks on the Rojas City Airport plan. Sara Duterte to new cops. She said, "Don't quote-unquote betray a Filipino." Well, ladies and gentlemen, as the reboot and rise has concluded, a mass graduation together with Jem and Sheki, together with other former members who haven't had their own graduation concerts since the pandemic, and the new group captain coming up later as we go on the break. This is koolNews Primetime on Kool FM.
This koolNews edition was brought to you by Delsat TV. Enjoy SD and high definition channels when you subscribe to Delsat TV. Smart dishwashing paste, double tanggaling formula against sebo and bacteria. Smart dishwashing paste, a product of ACS Manufacturing Corporation, ISO certified world-class quality. ACS. PVC Drugs, serbisyong tapat, alagang sapat. Soda Pop, now with flavors of strawberry, blueberry, green apple, raspberry, and more. Starting at 39 pesos. Soda Pop, pop the party with flavor, where every sip is a celebration. Katips Hot Dog, amoy na amoy ang sarap. Kids can tell. One Mel's, walang kasing katulad na saya sa pagkaing abot kaya. And QBA Telecom's all-new Area Saya 30, now with 10 gigabytes access to Mobile Legends, PUBG Mobile, Call of Duty, Wild Rift, Cookie Run Kingdom, and Clash Royale for 7 days. QBA Telecom, connecting every Filipino story.
Mga kasama, kamalukutan ng tadunay dako nga pangandoy alang sa atong pamilya. Trabaho diri, racket dito, budgeting to the max. Tungod kay gusto nato og maayong kinabuhi o kaugmaon alang kanila. Pero paunsa kung adunay kalit nga pagsulay, andam ka ba? Nakita na ba ninyo ning istorya ni Alden kadtong sa iyang mama? Nakahunahuna pod kano? Usahay makahunahuna pod ko. What if naay mahitabo nako? Magunsa ang akong pamilya sa ilang pang-adlaw-adlaw nga gasto? Paunsa ang ilang kaugmaon? Kadaghan og what ifs. Mao nang nanginahanglan tag life insurance. Ngano? Tungod kay kini ang plan B nga maoy matubag sa atong what ifs o uncertainty sa kinabuhi sama sa critical illness o disability. Nakunwood, kung kalitang mawala, wala ta kabalo. Just like Alden Richard said, tuloy ang buhay basta may plan B with BDO Life. Gusto ka makabalo sa life insurance plan nga haom sa imong panginahanglan og budget? Visit www.bdo.com.ph/bdo-life/get a quote. Umuadto lang sa nearest BDO branch to talk with a BDO Life financial advisor. Secure your future now.
Dimples Romana po, tinatanggap ang award for Best Supporting Nanay. Ang suporta ko sa pagbibigay ginhawa, Generica Drugstore. May maalagang pharmacist, mapipigyan ka ng alternative generics na singpisa ng branded sa presyong abot kaya. Up to 85% ang matitipid. May libreng konsulta pa with partner doctors. Tara na sa Generica Drugstore. Suporta natin sa ginhawa. Ginhawang Generica.
If symptoms persist, consult your doctor.
Sino dito ang nangangailangan ng haplos? Ito, pwedeng ihaplos dito, ihaplos doon. Hap Lotion, ang lotion na pwedeng ipahid sa muscles matapos ang maghapong trabaho. May sangkap itong mangosteen at moringa. O, ihap lotion mo na yan. Ang Hap Lotion ay available sa Mercury Drugstores nationwide.
Sigurado ka bang hindi malnourish ang preschooler mo? Regular siyang timbangin para maiwasan ang malnutrisyon. Lumapit sa Barangay Nutrition Scholar sa inyong komunidad. Ngayon na! Gutom at malnutrisyon, sama-sama nating wakasan. Isang masustansyang mensahe mula sa National Nutrition Council ng Department of Health.
Marupok man ka sa cute, sa Uratex Monoblock, bawal ang marupok. 200 kilos ang seat load capacity, mong certified na ligon. Basta Uratex Monoblock, bawal yun ang marupok.
Gusto niyo ng chance manalo ng 1 million pesos? Cash, motorcycle, o Ginebra jersey? Chance nanalo promo na! Runs from March 15 to July 31, 2025 per DOH FDA CFRR permit number 0017 series of 2025. Drink responsibly.
Tara na, sumama na. San Miguel, beer buksan na. Hey, sa summer, sama na. San Miguel, beer buksan na. Tara-ra-ta-ta. Hey, sa summer, tara na. Drink responsibly.
Enjoy barkada moments with the new Cornetto Apple Crumble Disc. Refreshing and creamy ice cream, fudgy white choco disc with speculoos, crunchy choco dip. Tip to top, sarap ng Cornetto. Pili na!
Servisyong totoo, produktong garantisado. Madaling kausap at madaming magpapayo. May Uno Plus na kalidad. Mag-Uno Plus, mag-Uno Plus. Para sa Uno Plus, kalidad na maaasahan mo. Serbisyong swak sa'yo. Bumisita lang sa Uno Plus Facebook page.
Welcome back to koolNews Primetime as Pinuno Representative Ivan Howard Quinto on Monday criticized the Transportation Secretary Vince Dizon for his alleged failure to consult the stakeholders concerning the redevelopment of Ross City Airport in the province of Capiz. In a statement, Quinto welcomed the renewed pledge of support Dizon made for the redevelopment of the Ross City Airport in Capiz, Panay. However, the lawmaker also pointed out that Dizon failed to actually consult him and other stakeholders regarding the project. Quinto pointed out that he has been an open advocate for the project, raising concerns about the airport and how he has never received any major upgrades since its construction almost 70 years ago. 7 decades ago. Why Secretary Dizon failed to at least give due course to calls and representations made by Congressman Ginto to the DOTR relative to this important advocacy remains a puzzle to the party's representative. Unless it is the intention of the good secretary to disregard the effort of a sitting member of the House of Representatives and discount Congressman Ginto's efforts to assist the DOTR to improving the facilities of an airport under its care, which is hoped to be not. Guys, please take care of yourselves as much as I do. Quinto then noted that he understands the complexity of Dizon's job as a cabinet secretary, but insisted that the official should still be thorough in his inspections conducting proper consultations involving all stakeholders. In the other news, a village councillor and strong supporter of an incumbent mayor was attacked by gunmen along the road in Barangay Upper Laperian in Ramon Magsaysay Town on Sunday, April 27. Edgar Apao, 45, village councillor of Barangay Laperian, Tukuran Town, was riding his tricycle on his way home, where he was stopped by a still unidentified attackers who opened fire at 10:20 a.m., said Police Colonel Bonifacio Arañas Jr., Provincial Director of the Zamboanga del Sur Province. Police said that the gunmen, who were wearing black helmets and aboard XRM and Yamaha Mir motorcycles, obstructed Apao's route and fired multiple shots, causing severe injuries to the run. To the victim, rather. I'm sorry. Well, the assailants escaped towards the Tukuran Road. Rescuers rushed the Apao to the Zamboanga del Sur Medical Center in Pagcadian City for immediate medical treatment. Well, in the other news, VP Sara Duterte on Monday told new police officers to uphold integrity, but not allowing themselves to be tainted by wrongdoing such as betraying and surrendering a Filipino to a foreign body. She made the pronouncement as she congratulated the National Police Academy Singlawin class of 2025 and thanked them for choosing a path that is rough, demanding, and may even be extremely perilous rather. According to her, that was VP Sara Duterte, there is no forgiveness for the surrender and imprisonment of a Filipino in a foreign land orchestrated by faith. She also urged the right grab to protect the idolatry from corruption. Thanks. Alright. Sara Duterte said, with your bravery and readiness to truly serve, may you always choose what is right. Okay, that was earlier. And there is no forgiveness for the surrender and imprisonment of a Filipino in a foreign land orchestrated by a Filipino against a Filipino who serve our nation faithfully. She also urged the cops to protect the country from corruption and those who destroy the intrinsic Filipino values of principle and integrity. The Department of Labor has issued a reminder on the proper payment of wages for employees on Labor Day. The DOLE released the pay rules to the Laboratory Advisory Number 4, Series of 2025, signed by Labor Secretary Benvenido Laguasma. Under the President Ferdinand Marcos LPQA-MQ, number 727, late status day is a ratitude of 5. So DOLE released the pay rules through Labor Advisory Number 4, Series of 2025, signed by Labor Secretary Benvenido Laguasma. Under Presidential Presidential Order Number 727, Labor Day is designated as a regular holiday, which means all of non-essential work in classes are suspended on that date. According to DOLE, if an employee does not work, employees are welcomed to pay 100 prices of that YouTuber. Wait for that note. A coloring that the man of purpose. Okay. It seems my throat cannot do it anymore, but we'll head over to another headlines. Bustos town in Bulacan province became the first LGU in Central Luzon to be equipped with a cutting-edge public safety communication system for its 911 hotline, similar to those in the United States. But Bustos Mayor Francis Albert I inaugurated the first-class municipality's command center on April 21. The command center is manned by LGU called handlers trained by the National's E911 office. 911 operators working 7 applied sophisticatedly every morning, and even the emergency food. Juan said in a statement, "This has been my dream to even as a barangay captain, to render good and efficient public service to the remains of Bustos, to protect and serve constituents and other hope to our town." Now that we have this cutting edge system in place, one of yours is Bustos, just dial 911 and we'll take care of your emergency. Veal in Viber as they take as their final vote from the Philippines. And now we have left is the fourth generation. And of course, fresh happenings have already happened as we head on to the showbiz news. As the Blue Group, the sister group of AKB48, announced that it will have an addition for its fifth generation members on April 26 during its Rebirth and Rise event at the SM North Annex Atrium. Starting May 5, the fifth generations will be open for ages 18 and above in the country, passionate about singing, dancing, and performing, and are team-oriented and eager to learn. Walo are preferably but not required to be at least have a quarter of Filipino heritage. I've been living abroad for a year, having proficiency in speaking other than English or Filipino, and having graduated from a university overseas are also welcome to join. Well, there's so much yapping here. And by the way, from outgoing overall captain Jem Calderon, she said in an ambush interview that to the aspirants of the idol group, the only thing I can share with you girls is to be genuine about the things you want to do. Well, cheers to the new group overall captain as Jamie Alberto from the second gen taking over the captaincy from Jem Calderon, as Jem was already graduating as well, and it even delivered the news of Jamie's fans. Well, na buhay nandiyan na yung mga kagrupo niya. Well, in her acceptance speech, according to an article by Moko Kisha, Alberto admitted that she did not aspire to become a leader when she joined the idol group in 2019. She was the co-high, supporting for the second and third lines, even the front lines. She added that as she witnessed her senior graduates from MNL, she was not prepared for the moment she would leave the idol group. As I watched them while we were practicing, I realized that we, the second gen members, were the next in line. The seniors already paved their journey in the Blue Group and in the nature and culture of the 48G. The second gen is already next in line. I'm overwhelmed because of that. However, Alberto optimistically said she was grateful for the trust the management, her peers, and the fans gave to her. The new overall captain also promoted that she would continue to guide the future generation of ML members. And when I feel that they succeeded, that is the time that I could say that ML would be okay without me. An optimistic Calderon told the Mokoge Kisha's outlet in an ambush interview again. now that they are guided by the newly appointed overall captain. Now, Caldejon was also the successor to the second overall captain by Kamiyoshi Cheki, well, which only with Gem only lasted 4 years. And during Gem's tenure, she promised that she would bridge between the idol group and its fans, which would become the foundation of the project Kizuna. The social media collaborative project allowed the supporters to share their ideas and suggestions for the idol group's future online content. And to cap up for today's news, still with that Carl David Jobs. He's a stupid guy right there, and be aware of what's happening on social media, and to the parents who have cases with children like this interacting on social media, and you don't know that he's posting derogatory remarks. Let them know how to regulate their devices, or you will, as a parent, as a responsible parent. Well, that's it all for it's a minute past 11 p.m. Philippine Standard Time, and I'm very tired. But please pray for my recovery of my voice in full. And if you have comments, suggestions, and feedback, tvh.philippines.news@gmail.com for those inquiries. The music still continues on Cool FM. I'm Stephen Juan del Sol. This is your station. This is home. Good night and God bless the Republic of the Philippines.